But Dave, let's get into the draft coverage. First one we're looking at, this is kind of a follow-up from a story earlier in the week, but it's kind of a spin on it. So we talked about the Celtics. Earlier this week, it was rumored by famous blog boy Kevin O'Connor.
Yep.
And most of these draft rumors are from blog boys. I'm just throwing that out there. From blog boys, but there's a discussion to be had. We talked about the Celtics. One of the main guys we talked about them trading up for is Onyeka Okongwu. Dave, go ahead and do one of these. Do one of these, Dave. We got to pat ourselves on the back because due to reports, we were spot on. Apparently, the Celtics...
The reports? Are we the reports now?
Apparently, the Celtics are aiming to trade up for Onyeka Okongwu. That is from NBCSports.com. The tweet that they're getting from is hearing same as Kevin O'Connor. Boston trying to package their 3 picks to move up, and the player the Celtics are targeting is big man Onyeka Okongwu. So even before that came out, we were spot on. Also, you have the Hornets are being rumored. This one is from... Let's see. It's either Wasserman or it's Jeremy Woo of Sports Illustrated. So this one's not a blog boy. According to Jeremy Woo, the Hornets have been targeting a big man, and the organization apparently really loves Onyeka Okongwu. Not a trade up. This is like them at 3. They really like Onyeka Okongwu. He said, what exactly the Hornets would be willing to trade to acquire the number 2 pick is unclear. And it's worth noting the other player I've consistently heard linked to Charlotte is Onyeka Okongwu. Okongwu makes more sense in the event the Hornets feel a way to trade back. But if they're unable or unwilling to make a move for Wiseman, he's a player to keep an eye on. The third team that reports are coming in on is that Onyeka Okongwu and the Cavs are scheduled to meet ahead of the draft. So, Dave, I want to ask you, we've talked about the Wizards, the Celtics, the Hornets, the Cavs. What's the best fit for Okongwu? If you are Onyeka Okongwu, who's the team you want to draft you? Like, who's your best fit?
Are you asking even?
Yes. Besides the Warriors.
It's the Celtics. Out of the teams you named, it's the Celtics. Do I want to compete for the Eastern Conference Finals in my rookie year and for the next decade with the talent that they've got on the team? Yeah, I think I'd play next to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, that scumbag Kemba Walker. I would love that.
But are they going to be able to trade up to 2? Like, if the Hornets are interested and the Cavs are interested, that's 3-5.
It's the Hornets are interested if Wiseman doesn't fall. Now, if the Hornets move up and get Wiseman, then we're in business here, Ricky, because then I think they can go get him. I don't think the Cavs take him at 5. I think the Cavs are saying that so they can try to do a swap. So that way the Cavs can go back and get those multiple picks from the Celtics. I think that's some
the tweet is for
leverage right there.
The tweet for the Cavs is from Wasserman that says, per source, he's the Bleacher Report guy. Per source, Onyeka Okongwu meets with the Cavs this week, has reportedly met with the Hornets, Spurs, and Wizards. So Hornets, Spurs, and Wizards are also on the radar. So basically from everything we're looking at, Hornets, Spurs, Wizards, Celtics, and then Cavs are all the teams that are maybe looking at Onyeka Okongwu. That might not even be it. That's the ones we know about.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Celtics moving up. I think the way I think this could work out is if the Charlotte Hornets move up to 1, go get their guy in James Wiseman. Timberwolves are back at 3. They can take Anthony Edwards probably at 3 is what I would guess.
Or Denny Abdia.
Maybe they'll get a ball. Who knows? That's the problem. It's like I feel like if they trade back, they're like, let's do it again. Like let's roll the dice and do it again. Depends on what else they get from the Charlotte Hornets. If it is a player who can help them out now, or if it's a prospect, or just future picks to backfill, what they had to give up.
I mean, I'm thinking
you're frozen on my screen, but I can see you moving over there.
We'll see. I haven't. We'll see. I'm waiting. Okay, I'm just gonna go and see. Can you still hear me? You can't hear me, can you? You can't hear me at all. Is it my Discord? It is my Discord, Dave. Hello. Ahoy, hoy.
Now you're back.
Yeah, it's the Discord. The Discord went to red. Because I'm looking at the stream, Dave, And I'm like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, I looked over there and I was like, yeah. Ricky's still talking. And I looked over here and I'm like, Ricky is not moving.
I was looking at that stream, but it was Discord. So if I do it again, let me know. Fucking Discord's a piece of shit sometimes.
Could you hear me Discord the whole time?
I could hear you the entire time. Great. Yeah, I could hear you. You couldn't hear me. But the thing that I think of with the Hornets and the T-Wolves is if the Hornets are going to move up, I'm thinking it's a la what we saw Hawks Mavericks, where the Hornets are giving them the number 3 and they're giving them next year's pick. Or they're giving them, what was it, 2 years ago? Like it's the 2022 pick because you can't give consecutive years. Like it's.
Oh, no, they can because it's a pick swap.
Oh, that's right. So pick swap and next year's pick for the number 1 because it's the same mark. Like I know it's 1-3 and people keep throwing it out there, but it's still like there's 1 pick in between there. So like. I think that would be good enough, especially with the Hornets. The T-Wolves may look at that and go, they're not going to fucking be good next year. So they might even be a top 5
Hornets
pick
win a lot of games. Year. It's weird. They're a weird team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, lottery this year helped them out, getting them to 3.
I was going to say, it's helped them out a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I think there. Maybe the Hornets don't want to do that because they don't want to give up. Like, that's the thing. Looking at the Hornets with this is if you're the Hornets, do you want to give up? Do you basically want to move up to 1 and give up next year's pick to get Wiseman now? Or do you look at it and go, hey, there's going to be a lot of good. Well, what we think now is that there will be a lot of good players next year. I want to keep next year's pick. So fuck it. If Wiseman falls to us, that's great. But if not, Onyeka at 3, that's how we go.
I kind of like both of those because if you can put a pick protection. Onyeka.
Yeah, I was just
keep saying his name wrong, and I just stopped. I just stopped even mentally.
Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah. But yeah, if you can put a pick protection on that next year's pick, sure. Okay. I would say top 5 protection.
Top 5, not top. I would say if I'm the T-Wolves, I would say, can we just make that a top 3 protection?
Yeah, that's
the thing.
That's well, it's top 4. Can we sell for top 4 protection? Do I have a middle ground? Top 4 protection, and if not, it'll convert to 17 second rounder now.
17 second rounders.
It'll go top 4, or top 4 then unprotected. How about that?
Yeah, I mean it's.
And I'll sweeten it with the second rounder.
That it would just be tricky because like the draft class. I know looking at next year's draft class. The whole reason I'm saying
4 is for the lotto. Like that's the whole thing is if you say top 3, it used to be top 3 was the big 3. Now it's the big 4. So I got to look at that, and I got to think the top 4 protection plus a second rounder might get it done. But yeah, it's close because I think I remember talking about how I liked Onyeka Okongwu being a top 5 pick and being a better center or a better, I shouldn't say center, a better
rim protector than James Wiseman. And I think he has a good skill set that could make him, in the same mold we all want to project the Bam situation to happen for him. Yeah. Because his college stats are actually better than Bam's college stats. Bam just took a massive step in the passing game that no one saw coming, which congratulations to that man. He's the hardest fucking working man next to Jim Butler. But like, can Onyeka do that? Or is he going to just be a limited guy? Now, there's nothing that says he would be. In my mind, this is a guy who has the same potential that Bam has. So if you hear that out loud, would you not love to take him at 3? I would love to take him at 3. And that's the thing where it's like everything I'm seeing and reading about Onyeka Okongwu is basically, we talk about the rim protection, but like he's also a high value rebounder, especially on the offensive end. And he's also a big that, although it's like, oh, we talk about the rim protection, he can still work in the pick and roll on defense. Now, the only thing I question with him right now is his size. But like if he hits the weight room, center, bulks up, then that might change things. Get them
Dwight Howard shoulders going,
Basically, like look at Joel Embiid in college and look at Joel Embiid now.
Oh, yeah, he's not the same person.
He bulked up, and it was like now he's a different person. The only thing with the Celtics when it comes down to getting Onyeka is if
they gotta go to 5.
Yeah, if the Hornets move up for Wiseman, that's the only way I think the door opens for them to get Okongwu. And if that door opens, would all 3 of their picks be enough to either move up to 3 or move up to 5? Or do the Cavs do the thing of fuck it, we really like Okongwu.
You froze again.
We're then gonna trade.
Bye-bye, Ricky.
I'll restart. Did I freeze? Fuck it. I'll go ahead. Dave, am I back?
Yeah.
Am I back? I was green, but whatever. Basically, what I was saying is, or do the Cavs do their thing of, hey, the T-Wolves are now at 3. We really like Okongwu. We want to trade up then to 3 with the T-Wolves, and the T-Wolves trade back yet again, completely out of the top 3. Like, that's the thing I think that can fuck over the Celtics in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, the T-Wolves could totally lock up a ton of draft picks, so they trade back a couple times. And this is the class to do it. If there are teams motivated, like, that's, again, this is where I'm like, I'm this close to buying 2K. And I understand, it's the same goddamn game. But I need to work out draft scenarios here, people. And it is a big deal because, yeah, I mean, like trading back in this class is so highly incentivized because we think about how flat it is or how most people perceive it to be so flat with having just 3 high value, like incredible upside talents. Everybody else is like, we kind of know where they're going to be at. Yes, they still have high ceilings, but like not in that area where we're like expecting a superstar, game changer, day one, 25 points a night kind of guy. So obviously, when you look at this class, like the Timberwolves are a team where it's confusing because they have 2 stars. They have D'Lo, they have Cat. They've got some nice pieces around them, but they don't have anyone put them over the top. So what's that timeline look like? Can you afford to trade back in a class where you're like, hey, we can load up and get like Tyrese Halliburton and some other like guys who can like. So the question is like T-Wolves, do they go back? Do they go forward? Obviously they can't go forward, but like do they trade back for draft picks or do they trade for talent to fit with this roster so they can actually compete this year? Because that's the question. How many years of suck can the Timberwolves endure? Because they got that taste of the playoffs with Jimmy Butler carrying their lazy asses into the playoffs because he wanted to go get it. And now you're like, well, we have 2 supremely talented people. Can we get some guys to fill out this roster, or do we go for draft picks and reload? What do you think?
I think you do that and you wait for Booker to be on the table. Is that what it is? Is that what we're doing? Like, I feel like
right here, Ricky.
I feel like they trading back twice. I feel like is the 2K move. But if there's any draft 100%. Class that's going to do it, like this could be the draft class. Who knows? Maybe there's someone that wants to move up at 3. And if you're the T-Wolves, you're like, fuck it. Like, we could take Denny. Like, I say, we could take, like, Denny here. We could take LaMelo. We could take, because I think the Warriors, it's either trade back Wiseman or Edwards. Those are the 3 options for the Warriors. So, like, if the Hornets move up to get Wiseman, it's Wiseman, Edwards. And then it's like, oh, do we want LaMelo? Do we want Denny? Or do we want to trade back, get more draft capital, and then get a guy to do the same?
Okongwu, had him play under Draymond for a year, and then move Draymond.
Apparently, they like Onyeka's been linked to them. Obi Toppin's been linked to them.
Again, everyone's been linked to them.
Apparently, if they trade back into the low top 10, Sadiq Bey is in play for them.
I heard Halliburton.
Halliburton could be in play for them. Like, who fucking knows? When it comes to the Warriors. But Dave,